Hello, crafting friends. I'm Doreen DeSabas from It Begins with Ink and Paper, and welcome to some. We are going to be starting with a new set, so I'm pretty excited about that. We just get everything up on going and make sure everything is appearing the way I want it to. Okay, perfect. So, the stamp set we are going to be using this month is the Pretty Petals stamp set. And I am pretty excited about using that stamp set. Oh, my phone is kind of, there we go. Hi, Bonnie. So this is the Pretty Petals stamp set, and it is a photopolymer stamp set. There are 6 stamps. It is a new online exclusive set that premiered at the beginning of November. It does come as a bundle. There are some dies inside the kit. If you decide to, purchase the bundle. We're not going to be using the dies for this month. We're just going to be creating cards with it. And tonight I am also using the Greetings of the Season stamp set. This is a great Christmas sentiment stamp set. And because we're going to be making Christmas cards. So I'm going to show you how we can make some Christmas cards using just a nice floral stamp set. Hi, Lynn. Thank you for joining me. So let me put these aside. And I just want to show you some designer series paper because in the first card I'm going to be making, it uses the Take a Bow designer series paper. And this is just some pattern double-sided Christmas paper. But what I like about it is that it has, it only has 4 designs and it has 12 sheets of each. So if you're going to be making some Christmas cards, this is a great economical pack to use. So then we have some dots and stars, some holly berry and stripes, and then we have some, so it's a great designer series packet, especially if you want to use it to make multiples of a Christmas card. Okay, let's get started. I've got everything lined up here. I am also going to be using the Season of Elegance designer series paper, which we've been using for last month. So this is the first card we're going to be making, and we're using that designer series paper I just showed you. Hi, Suzette. Thanks for joining me. And so let me show you how I made this card. So what do you need? For this card, you are going to need a piece of real red cardstock. I'm going to be using tonight very traditional Christmas colors. So you'll need your real red cardstock. You're going to need 2 pieces of basic white cardstock that measures 4 by 5 1/4. Thank you, Lynn. And we're going to be taking one of the pieces and putting on the front of the card. And then the other piece is going to go on the inside of the card. So there's the one on the front. On the one on the inside, I have a little, it's 4 inches by a 1/2 inch strip of that designer series paper. And I'm going to put that on the bottom. There we go. And I'm going to take one of the Christmas sentiments and stamp that in real red. So this is from the Greetings of the Season. And it just says, may your holiday season be filled with warmth and cheerful celebration. And I just really messed that up. So we're just going to turn it over. Something very easy to do. So I'm just going to take off. Well, no, I'm just going to take another piece of it. I'm sure I have some around here somewhere. Just looking where I put all of my little scraps. There we go. I'll just cut that down and we'll just stamp this on the back. I shouldn't have pressed so hard. Okay, let's try that again. There we go. Looks much better. Let me just close this up. And let me just cut this into a 1/2 inch piece. And we'll try that again. Hope everyone had a beautiful Thanksgiving. The weather kind of prevented Bob and me from going to where we were going to go, and it was okay. We had a delicious meal and just had a nice quiet day, which I think I really needed. Okay, so there, we've got that part of the card done. So the next part I'm going to do before we even get into stamping, I am going to attach this to, so this is a 2x4 piece of designer series paper, and I'm putting it on a 2 1/4 by 4 piece of real red. This particular designer series paper is very traditional Christmas colors. It has real red, garden green, and garden green, old olive, and real red. Sorry about that. Okay, this is going to go on the front of the card towards the lower bottom piece. So I'm just going to attach that. So now the card's ready to have its front done. So what I have here is a piece of 2 1/2 by 3 1/2 piece of real red, and this is a piece of 2 3/8 by 3 3/8 basic white. So I'm going to start with and I'm going to stamp the greenery. So this is a distinctive ink stamp, and what that means is when it stamps the images, you're going to see a variation in the color and the concentration of the color, and it's just a very cool effect that allows you to really have these just beautifully shaded images. So there's that. Now I'm going to start stamping the flowers in, and I have 2 stamps that I want to use for this. And I'm going to use the real red ink. We'll take care of the garden green. And I'm going to be using these same stamps on every single card tonight. So I'll show you some very different cards with this. So I am not going to be too concerned about where all of this aligns, because that's what I'm going to use my other stamps for. So if I miss some areas, I can just go right in and add and really fill out this bouquet of flowers. Okay, so that is done. So I'm going to attach that to the real red. Just has a pinch of color around it. And I'm going to use dimensionals to put this on the front of the card. There we go. Let's bring my little trash can. Those backings. And this is going to go right across, right centered into the card, coming over that designer series paper a little bit. And now I'm going to stamp my greeting. And what I did is I took the Merry and the Christmas from the Greetings of the Season stamp set, and I put it on the same block so that it's easier, it'll line up nicely. And I just have here a 1/2 inch scrap from cutting, so I'm just going to stamp this right in the middle. And I'm at an angle, so I'm going to try that again. Much better. And then what I'm going to do is just trim this. Wrong side. Let's get to the right side. Which one was the better one? Guess it doesn't matter. All right, so I'm going to trim that. And then what I have is just, again, a 1/2 inch scrap of Real Red. So I'm just going to put some adhesive on this. And I'm going to, it's longer than it needs to be. And I'll trim this end. There we go. And this is just going to go on without any dimensionals because it's going across the bottom of the card, and it's already raised by the other image. And there's our first card for tonight, using a set that, when you first look at it, says nothing about Christmas. So that's our first card. We'll be using, as I said, the Season of Elegance paper. And we're going to be using the Old Olive paper from the set for this card, and the cherry cobbler as our background. So this is the card that we're going to be making. This Happy Holidays set stamp and comes from a paper pumpkin kit I was using this weekend, and I just liked it so much that I just kept it out of my desk, and I've got several that I've been using on some different Christmas cards. And then the inside of the card, it says it's the most wonderful time of the year, and that uses our Season of Greetings stamp set. So what do we need for this? So to start, we need that 8.5 by 5.5 piece of cardstock. I'm using cherry cobbler this time. And then I have a piece of the Season of Elegance, the Old Olive, and it has some mossy meadow highlights in it. This is going to go right on the front of our card. So this is 5.25 by 4. There we go. I just love the gold in this. Then we're going to need 2 pieces of basic white. The first piece is 4 by 5.25, and I am going to put, again, a 1/2 inch strip right on the inside. It's just a little hint that I do, just a little trick I do, just to, carry on the outside of the card to the inside of the card, and just add that little bit of gold. There we go. And then for this one, I am stamping, and I'm going to be stamping it, I believe, I stamped it in cherry, cherry cobbler. I'm going to be stamping just right in the middle. Close that up. And this is going to go on the inside of the card. So I made the the piece of basic white to go on the front. I made it a little smaller because I wanted to show off some of that designer series paper. I didn't want to cover all of it, but you know, so I didn't want to, I wanted to show off some of that designer series paper. So this piece is cut to 3.5 by 4 3/4. And I'm going to start with the stamping again. So this time I'm going to be using the old olive. So I'm going to take and use the same stamps as I did last time. So ink that up with the old olive. And I'm going to put it more towards the front, the top of the card. And I just want to center it the best I can. So we'll get that down. There we go. That looks perfect. And then I'm going to take my flowers and stamp the same way I did before on the front of the card. So let me just line this up again. There we go. And then I'm going to take that little stamp of the little flowers and just fill in any place I feel needs a little extra. There we go. Just makes it a little fuller. And this is going to go on the front of the card. And you can see how you can see some of that gold element that just really pops around the edges. All right, so now I'm going to stamp my Happy Holidays in Old Olive. And I am going to, so this is a piece that's 1/2 inch by 4 inches to, excuse me, 3.5 inches. And then this is 3.5 inches by 3/4 of an inch. So 3/4 of an inch by 3.5. And I'm just going to layer this on. And again, some of that beautiful gold accents will show around it. Let me just trim that a little bit. Now, this is the part that I'm going to use dimensionals on. So we'll just put a nice row right down and take those backings off. And then this is going to go right at the bottom of the images. And there we have our second card. So pretty. I just love this set. I'm going to have a lot of fun with it this month. All right, let's put those aside. And now we're going to really get blinged out. So let me grab my supplies. And this is the next card we're going to be making. And you'll notice I've used not only that beautiful Season of Elegance, not only the beautiful Seasons of Elegance paper, but also some Glimmer paper. So that's what, I don't know if you can see it, just shimmers so nicely in the light. The Happy Holidays, it's from the, oh goodness, let me It's from an old one. It's from a 2023 one. And it's the one that made the cards with all the houses on it. And it had glitter on it. And it was like a October, November kit where you had the gift boxes one month and you had the cards the other month. So it was either November or October of 2023. All right, so this card, I just love this one. It came out so nice. So what do we need for this? We need a piece of thick basic weight cardstock. And it measures 8.5 by 5.5. Then we need a 4 by 5.25 piece of the Designer Series paper. And what I'm going to do is I have a piece of the Festive Glimmer paper that has 3 different colors in it, and one of them is Cherry Cobbler. And this is a piece of retired product. It is the silver and gold glimmer paper. And the reason I'm using this tonight is I thought I had some gold foil left, and I don't, because I've been using it so much this holiday season. So I looked to see what I had, and I thought this would work as well. So if you are making this card, you could use the gold foil in this step. I was going to use the gold foil because it would match the card so nicely with the gold foil. So this piece is 1.25 by 5.25, and then this piece is a 1/2 inch by 5.25. And so I just wanted to have some of that beautiful foil and the beautiful glimmer paper to just into the card. There we go. And I have the same measurement as I used in the last card. This measures 2.5 by 3.5, and this measures 3 3/4 by 2 3/4. And so I'm going to use the same colors I did in the last card and the same Merry Christmas. So let me stamp the Merry Christmas. This is just a 1/2 inch scrap that I'll cut down after I stamp. So I'm going to stamp the Merry Christmas first. I just can't get rid of that little piece of paper. And there we go. And then I'm going to just put this aside because I'm going to start with the green. So I'm going to stamp the greenery first in the Old Olive ink. There we go. And then I'm going to take the Cherry Cobbler ink and stamp the flowers. And then do some fill in the blanks. Just to really beef up the bouquet. And now we can finish putting this card together. Get rid of all my stamps, bone folder, all my stuff out here. All right, so we'll add some Stamp and Seal to this to add it to the piece of cherry cobbler. There we go. And then again, I'm going to use the inside of my card. I'm using from that same paper pumpkin set, so it's either the October or November of 2023. Joyful thoughts to you this season. And that's going to go in the inside of the card. There we go. Now we are done with the stamping. Okay, so we're going to use some dimensionals for this. There we go. Thank you for your kind words, Lynn. And this is going to go centered right in the front of the card. And then my greeting that I had somewhere. Right over here. I'm going to just cut down. And I am going to put this over a piece of the Glimmer paper. And this is a 1/4 of an inch piece of Glimmer paper. Or no, it's probably more like 3/8. So it's just going to have a little bit of the glimmer popping out from each side. And then this, again, is going to go on the front of the card. No dimensionals because this piece is already popped up with dimensionals. So, just going to line that up. And there we go. That is our 3rd card of the evening. So, to recap what we made tonight, we have our first card we made with the Take a Bow Designer Series paper and used Real Red and the paper that has Real Red, Garden Green, and Old Olive in it. And then the second card we made was the Happy Holidays with the olive season of Elegance. Kind of went glimmered out and used the cherry cobbler season of Elegance paper, some Glimmer paper, and the same stamp set. So there you have it. This is our first 3 cards, and I decided to try to make Christmas cards this time just to show you how versatile a stamp set can be. I will be back next Sunday night, and I will be back for more of these. I'm going to probably next week make something that I always need every Christmas season, and that's thank you cards. And so I'm going to use this stamp set and make a set of thank you cards that you could give as a gift or you could keep for yourself. So that's it for tonight. I will also be back next Friday night for Funfold Friday. And until then, have a really wonderful week. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.